everyone, happy Friday. I am freezing, so I need to fix that. That's better. Hello, how you doing? My glasses, I can barely see through them because I need to clean them, but I'm going to do that later. It is the 18th of September. I've just finished work. It's Friday night, so I thought I would try and do a weekend reading vlog because our area, basically our region of the country, has gone back into a lockdown of sorts. They're not calling it a lockdown, they're calling it restrictions. So they've introduced restaurants, bars, all that kind of thing. Like hospitality basically has to close at 10 p.m. You can't, or you're not supposed to mix households anymore unless they're part of your bubble. There was something else as well, can't remember what it was. But basically we're now on a mini lockdown again because people don't know how to wear masks properly. Because for some reason, I'm going to show an example, not that you need an example. If you're in the UK, in fact, if you're anywhere that people wear masks, which is everywhere, you will know exactly what I mean when I say people do this. How is that protecting you? Surely it's that. Like, it's not difficult. But I am, as you can tell, annoyed about that. I've been feeling a bit off today. So past couple of days, I've been feeling a bit like run down, you know, like the change of seasons kind of run down. I mentioned this in a comment on, I think it was Steph's video, possibly. But she had said that she was feeling a bit run down herself. And I said, me too. This always happens when the seasons change. It's nice that it's not just me. So even when it gets hotter, I still get a bit of a sniffly nose and I don't know why. I really don't know why. But it has got a lot cooler the past few days. So it was like 24 degrees on Monday, and yesterday night when we went food shopping, we got back in the car, it was 13 degrees. And I was like, real. I mean, that's great because I can put all my candles on and my blankets, but I have sat with a blanket around me all day today while I've been working because I've just been so cold. But anyway, reading. Oh, is that something else is fun now? Reading. I am still in The Doors of Eden by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I've already marked it as done because I am very nearly done, and I already know my thoughts about this. I feel like I could, I mean, I've literally got like 60 pages left to read, so I don't think my thoughts are going to change that much. But you know, I really am enjoying it. It's a 4-star read for me, for definite. I am just wondering what I'm going to pick up next, and I'm thinking Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes maybe, or finishing Priory, because basically my plan is to try and read what was on my last TBR video before October. That's not going to happen because realistically all of them are to read. So I have Aurora Burning, I have Nevermore, Percy Jackson, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Once Future Witches, To Sleep in the Sea of Stars. Those two I can read whenever, that's fine. I'd like to try and get Paulini sooner rather than later though, but it's like a 900-page book and I want to have a bit of a breather. What else have I got? I've got Clap on Your Land and something else, and I can't remember what it was, but basically I have quite a few books to read. But the Supernatural-a-thon is happening all of October. I've never read Supernatural, so I thought I would join in this readathon. I don't know what gave me the idea to join in. I think it was because the challenges are all really low key, so I'll leave all the details down below for the Supernatural-a-thon. But the group book for that is The Diviners. I'm literally looking at my TBR pile. The group book for that is The Diviners by Libba Bray, which I'm so excited about because I've been wanting to read that for so long. But there is a number of prompts. There's one for each series out so far, and I think there's like 15 series. So I thought what I would do for the Supernatural-a-thon is, if I do vlog it, which I'm considering, vlogging my experience of the first time I watched Supernatural, so the first episode. Like, I might watch the first episode like while I'm in the bath or something like that, and then my afterthoughts or something. But so far I have The Diviners, The Bone Witch, Aurora Burning, Good Omens, Ready Player One. So that's 5 books, and then potentially a few more. So considering this is the person who barely reads 2 books a month, reading 5 books a month is going to be a big thing for me. But I'm hoping to get some of them done through audio. I'm hoping to try and get in touch. Actually, that reminds me, I need to message Ali about The Bone Witch. Basically, if anybody wants to take part in that, I'll leave the link to all the information down below, because Steph, who runs it, is absolutely lovely. She is a UK-based booktuber. She deserves way more subscribers than what she's getting. So I'm going to finish editing this video. It's a book tag video. It'll probably be up before this one, I think. So yeah, while Da Vinci updates, I think I will read some more of my book, because I don't really know what else to tell you all other than you're standing on a pile of books that I have purchased so far this month or received. And the most recent one is Jade City, and I'm really excited for this. I'm trying to figure out where I can fit this into the Spookathon. Not the Spookathon. That's because I've been watching some Spookathon videos. I'm trying to figure out where I can fit this into the Supernatural-a-thon, because it follows, I'm not sure what it follows. It's 2 warring families. It basically sounds like some sort of mafia, but in a fantasy world. I'm quite intrigued. Family is duty, magic is power, honour is everything. I'm trying to figure out what this could fit into so for the Supernatural-a-thon prompt. I'm not too sure. Enough of that, Taylor made me do it. So basically, she absolutely loved that book. Oh, the writing's doing that weird thing again. Either that or my eyes are going funny. Taylor from Made Between the Pages. I love Taylor so much. If you don't already know about Taylor, I will leave a link to her down below as well. But Taylor is just the sweetest human being. She lives in Japan with her fiance. Her fiance. Oh my god, she's just, I'm so happy for her. She lives in Japan. She reads fantasy, manga. She goes for walks, like hikes and things. And there is some really beautiful scenery in her videos, just unbelievable. And it's really, really nice to connect with somebody else, like across the other side of the world. So we like talk on Twitter and there's like hours between our messages, or minutes, because one of us either forgets to reply or time difference. So like honestly, she's just so nice. But yes, I picked that up because of her, because of how much she was loving it in her videos. But yes, now I am actually going to go because I'm going to read some of this while that downloads. Bye. Hello everyone, happy Saturday night. I am not sure if you're in focus or not because I can't see properly right now because my eyes are very tired of my contacts and they start to like blur after so long. But anyway, a couple of things today. I have an unboxing and a finished book. I finished it. I finished The Doors of Eden by Adrian Tchaikovsky and I've given it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I knocked it down from 5 because I feel like this is one of those books that is so intricately woven and so scientifically out there that it's hard to give it 5 stars because you'd never fully understand what's happening until probably about 40 pages before the end. And I love that aspect, but it felt very, very confusing to me at times. So as you can see, I have tabbed quite a bit of it. There is a point, where is it? There. So I got to that point and I thought I had figured it all out, when actually that point is where it all makes sense. And I was like, what? I thought I had it all sorted, I thought I had it all fixed, and it just wasn't the case. And that took me by surprise, and I really, really loved the fact that what I thought was the plot twist was not the plot twist, and it was great. I overall really, really enjoyed this. I feel like if you were a sci-fi lover, if sci-fi is your jam, this is for you. It is very heavily scientific based, and you don't really appreciate that until those parts that I mentioned, like this far in. So like, you know, a good 3/4 to almost finishing the book, you don't really appreciate it until you're that far in, just how well written and well devised the scientific research evidence side of it is. And it became less about the how on earth Mal and Lee kind of become reunited and more about what can happen as a result of that. And I really, 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 really did enjoy it, and it's a 4 to 4.5 out of 5 stars for me for that one. So thank you again so much to the publishers for sending this to me. I really do appreciate it. Jamie Lee and Stephen, you are little dreamboats. Thank you so much. As I was nipping out to the shop today, this turned up. So I ordered this, and I also ordered Jade City. I know what this one is, it just wasn't in stock. It took a little bit longer to get to me, as in 2 days rather than 1. Seamless, and she's chunky. I knew she was chunky, but this is from Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I feel like I'm gonna have to, I don't know what's going on with that. I feel like I'm gonna have to weigh it down actually and figure out what the hell's going on. But this is from Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've seen a lot of people ranting and raving about this, and it's a sequel, and there's quite a bit of damage to this actually. I think I might speak to Amazon about it, because have you seen that? Like, look at that, and it's come like that. I don't understand. I might have to speak to Amazon about it, because as an Amazon printed book, this should not come to me in this shitty condition. Like, you can even see from the top. Like, that is ridiculous. I'm not happy with that. But anyway, this is from Blood and Ash, and this follows, it's a sexy, addictive and unexpected fantasy perfect for fans of Sarah J Maas and Laura Thalassa. I think I might have picked up something more than I bargained for here. I read Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout a while ago and really, really enjoyed it, as in like a few years ago, and really enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that I like this just as much. I'm hoping that it isn't as down the route of Lux and Obsidian and all that, and probably won't be. But anyway, I'm going to speak to Amazon about that. But I'm in 2 minds about my next reads. So I have a couple of middle grades and I still have Priory to finish, but I really really want to pick this up. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. I've just been really fancying it, so I think I'm just going to start again. This is a President Snow origin story, but he's always been a villain in my eyes, so it's a villain origin story, and I'm quite excited to see what dark depths lurk behind his eyes. That sounds really creepy, but I am really intrigued to see where that goes. So yeah, I think I might mark this up, split it into however many days I've got left in the month, and cross my fingers and hope I hit it, because we all know how well that went with the Doors of Eden. So the other thing was, I was thinking of leaving this for Supernatural-a-thon because it has a symbol on the cover. So I was thinking of leaving it, but after looking at my TBR for the Supernatural-a-thon, it's currently sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, possibly 7 books already. And as somebody who, as I've said before, is looking to read like 3 books in a month, your girl's gonna struggle. Yeah, I think I'm gonna split this up and get cracking with this, because this was on my TBR anyway. That is it. Hello, happy Sunday. You wouldn't think, well you would if you looked at one side of my head, that I'd straightened my hair this morning. I went out today and this happened. So Dan went to play golf, and on his way to play golf I said drop me in town, which is Newcastle, our biggest city centre near us. I said drop me in town, the fresh air will do me the world of good, getting out, stretching my legs a bit, because we literally get up, come downstairs, sit at the desk, get with breakfast in the kitchen, come back to the desk. Literally all we do is pretty much go up and down the stairs all day, like 3 times in a day or whatever. So I was like, I need to feel like I'm actually in the fresh air while it's still relatively fresh air. So that's what I did. He dropped me off in Newcastle City Centre and I went book shopping. I bought 4 books in Waterstones. I then bought 3 in British Heart Foundation and 1 in Forbidden Planet. I just needed to split them between the bags. I also have a reading update, but I will do that later. So I'm just going to start with the second-hand ones, because they're all sequels of some sort of variations. The first one I have is Deadline by Myra Grant. Now this is the sequel to Feed, which involves Wi-Fi power infecting people through Wi-Fi or something. It basically sounds like 5G conspiracy theorists right now, and I'd been eyeing up Feed for the longest time, so I think I'm just going to buy it second hand and get book 1. But look at this is brilliant condition for a second hand book. Like, I think it must have literally been read once, if that. I then picked up Never Fade and In the Afterlife by Alexandra Bracken, which are books 2 and 3 in the Darkest Minds series. They both have the horrible, you can tell these were bought together and brought in together because they both have the horrible Darkest Minds sticker on. That isn't actually a sticker, it's part of the actual bloody book. These are book 2 and 3 in the Darkest Minds series. I have not read The Darkest Minds, but this is probably going to give me the kick up the backside, hopefully, to read it, because I have been wanting to read it for the longest time. I do own it, I just never got around to reading it. I was in Forbidden Planet. This was after my trip to Waterstones, which I'll get to in a minute. But I picked up a signed copy of The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry. Christina Henry is the author of the, like, they're not Twisted Tales because that's a different series, but they are like adult retellings of fairy tales. That makes it sound like adult content as in really explicit, but it's more more grown-up themes, as in like self-harm, like blood, gore, all that kind of stuff. So it's more grown up, if that makes sense, and they're origin stories of certain characters. But this is a signed edition of The Ghost Tree by Christina Henry. I paid $7.99 for it, and I picked this one up on the recommendation of Danielle, who runs a blog with her partner, Pages of the Hallows I think it's called. But Danielle is from way back. She is, I don't want to say an OG because that's such a cheesy thing to say, but she is an OG to me. She used to run Underland from Wonderland, and honestly, Danielle, you are a little gem. She is also from the Northeast. She shared this one on the Pages of the Hallows Instagram, and I was like, what is this? I need this. And I almost bought it in Waterstones the other day, actually. This one follows Lauren and Miranda, who have been best friends forever. Every day one would say, meet me by the old ghost tree, and they would go and have adventures. But now Miranda only likes boys, and Lauren's father was found in the woods with his heart torn out, and no one was ever caught. Well, that's 2 drastically different timelines to go down. A year later, the bodies of two girls are discovered. Lauren has a vision of a monster dragging human remains to the woods, and she knows she can't keep doing nothing, not like the rest of her town. I like the sound of that. It sounds like it's going to be very twisted, which is very much Christina Henry's thing, which is very, very good, and I'm very excited for that because it sounds like Lauren is going to know things about Miranda's dad that Miranda doesn't know Lauren knows. It's a very Phoebe situation. I'm very excited for that. It is also signed. I should have checked this, but yes, it is signed. Oh, that's pretty. I like the way they've done that. Basically, if you're in the UK and you want really nice signed editions, or even US editions, Forbidden Planet is the way to go. So I went in and they had this. They had an M.R. Carey signed book. They had a Leigh Bardugo signed books. They have so many different signed books, and they have so many different editions as well. I'd highly recommend. I actually went in there looking for the first book in the Myra Grant series I showed before, and I ended up getting with that. But anyway, this happened in Waterstones. So in Waterstones, they do buy one, get one half price. These were all on buy one, get one half price. I did actually get another signed book, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Tales from the Cafe by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is the second one in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold little series that's being translated. I have that one upstairs. It was gifted to me off my wish list, and I need to read it. I've heard about it from Carrie Hope Fletcher, her YouTube channel, or her page, I think it's Prattlin Pages. They mentioned it on their page, and I was like, I'm so there. So this basically allows you to go anywhere in a timeline that you like, as long as you sit in a certain spot in this cafe and you're back before the coffee gets cold. And this is also a signed copy, which is very cool. Ooh! Okay, so I've never had a Japanese signed book before, clearly, or a book signed by a Japanese author, and I'm very happy about that. So I'm very, very, very pleased. This also matches like perfectly. It's literally like a sequel. I'm so pleased. On that deal, I then picked up The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. This one I have had on my wish list for the longest time. I can't remember who I heard it from, but I am so excited for it. This one follows an island where if you bury things, they become forgotten, whatever you bury. So if you bury a mouse, you forget that it ever existed. And soon enough, the island forgets that this thing, whatever you bury, ever existed. When a young novelist discovers that her editor is in danger of being taken away by the Memory Police, she desperately wants to save them. So you have an option when something needs to be taken care of, basically. You can either burn it in a garden, throw it in the river, or hand it over to the Memory Police. And as soon as something disappears, the thing no longer has any meaning to the people on this island. So when she finds out that the editor of like this young novelist's editor is potentially going to be taken by the Memory Police, she's like, I can't have that. Like, he's vital to whatever I need to do. I can't have him being taken away. So she fights for everything to try and save him, and for some reason he doesn't forget. It's becoming increasingly difficult to for him to hide his memories. Who knows what will vanish next? So when somebody gets taken by the Memory Police, they erase their memories. They do whatever they need to do to make them forget whatever they need to forget. But for some reason, this person's editor will not forget. I feel like I've just repeated myself 3 times there. But the next one I have here is The Inheritance Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This one, I've heard so many people talk about it lately. Have you seen Knives Out? I don't know why I'm asking that. It's not as if people are going to go, yes, I have, and then we're going to have a conversation. But Knives Out, the film with Daniel Craig and Chris Evans, and so many other actors, so many really good actors are actually in that. But anyway, Knives Out is a film where the head of a family, so this very rich man, basically passes away, and it's all about what is in his will and what goes to who. And there are some surprises along the way, which is exactly what The Inheritance Games follows. So The Inheritance Games sounds very much like Knives Out, and it's advertised as When We Were Liars. We Were Liars meets The Da Vinci Code. I loved it. I am really intrigued, and I kind of want to tell you what it says on the back, but if you haven't seen Knives Out, it's kind of going to spoil you for that, so please be hesitant when you're listening. But this follows Avery. She keeps her head down, work hard for a better future. Then an eccentric billionaire dies, leaving her almost his entire fortune, and no one knows why. Even Avery doesn't know why. Now she must move into the mansion she's inherited, filled with secrets and codes, and the old man's surviving relatives, a family hellbent on discovering why Avery got their money. But now there's only one rule: winner takes all. Soon she's caught in a deadly game that leaves everybody in the strange family that playing just how far will they go to keep their fortune. This takes Knives Out a little bit further, like the concept of Knives Out slightly further with the additional game, and I'm very, very excited about this one. The last one I picked up because of a lot of people actually talking about it, and when a book box does a special edition of a book, you know it's going to be good. Ray Bearer by Jordan Ifweko. Everybody has been talking about this. Also, oh, it's shiny. Also, like, just so many nice things, so many good things I've heard about it. A lot of people have said it actually rips your heart out, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm prepared for that. But this follows Heresy, who has always longed for the warmth of a family. She was raised in isolation by her mysterious, cunning and often absent mother, known only as the Lady. That sounds spooky. Don't know if I'm on board with that. When they come of age, the Lady sends her to the capital of the Golden Empire of Aratazar to be chosen as one of the Crown Prince's Council of 11. If she's picked, she'll be joined with the other council members through the Ray, a bond deeper than blood. But the Lady has other ideas, including a magical wish that Tarisay is compelled to obey. Kill the Crown Prince once she gains his trust. I have a funny feeling she's not going to want to kill him, but that's just a hunch. Either way, that's a beautiful cover, and like, I'm so pleased that it was on the buy one get one half price offer. So basically, I got those 4 books for the price of 3. I can't do, yeah, for the price of 3. So I'm really pleased about that. So now I'm on 1% battery. So I got the bus home, so I decided, there was a whole ordeal about that. If you've seen my Twitter, you know what the ordeal was. I started another book. This one I already owned and it's on a TBR, so I'm technically not cheating, but that's Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I know last night I said I was going to start ballads and I was going to start Percy Jackson, but this was already in my bag and it was either that or start one of the new books. So I started this one. This is all in prose and I'm on page 32, and the main event that is like a catalyst for everything kicking off has already just happened, and I'm a bit like, oh, that's really soon. But I'm also not surprised that it's really soon. But I am enjoying it so far, so I'm gonna basically pretend to tidy and then I'm gonna sit down and read. I have a couple of admin bits to do. I want to try and edit a video, but I'm gonna try and read some more of this first. And yeah, that's my update so far for Sunday, and it's 4 o'clock. So I shall see you all soon with an update and probably a wrap up later on. And this was a very long update. Bye. Hello everyone, it is Monday night and I'm here to end this vlog. So I feel like not a lot got done, but actually finished this bad boy, which I'm really pleased about. I mean, I did only have like 100 pages left at the time, but that's not the point. I also started Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I am on page 72. I'm making good progress. Yes, I'm using a receipt as a bookmark, but I'm making good progress in this one, and so far it's okay. It's passing quickly. I feel like it's the prose element for me that just doesn't sit right. Don't know why, couldn't tell you why. I just don't feel as connected as I would like to be because of the prose, if that makes sense. But I don't know if it's just because I'm only like 70 pages into it or what, but that's how I'm feeling about that so far. And the biggest surprise is this one. I started The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes on Saturday night, I want to say, and I didn't really pick it, or was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. And I split it, so I did exactly what I did for The Doors of Eden, and I've split it. So I split it between the 19th to the 30th of the month, so I could read this within so many pages a day. It works out about 47 pages a day, and I am on page 56. So I am currently in yesterday's page section, so I haven't even started today's page count, but I'm pleasantly surprised so far. So this follows President Snow back in the day when he was graduating from his high school, his academy kind of situation, to go on to university. But at the point of this, he, in order to get like extra credits and pass his academy years, he has to mentor one of the district's volunteers tributes for the Hunger Games that year, and his just so happens to be District 12's female entry, and this is on the 10th anniversary of the Hunger Games. Previously they had never like had academy mentors, so it kind of changes a little bit because it's the 10th anniversary, hence how he has a mentee. So I'm at the point where we've met this mentor now, and we've met this tribute now, and it's really interesting actually so far. I am pleasantly surprised. I wasn't sure what to expect because this is supposed to be a villain origin story, but I can kind of see where it's going to go to an extent, and I don't want to... Do I want to say it? I kind of do want to say it because then I've got my thoughts documented. But if you are planning to read this, don't listen to this next bit in case I am correct and this spoils you. I don't know if I'm correct, but I personally predict, and I quite like doing these predictions, I personally predict that he is going to fall in love with the District 12 girl, and she's either going to die or the Hunger Games is going to completely screw her up and screw him up as a result, because he's going to watch her fighting for her life and love her but fear her at the same time, which will then turn him sour. So the spoiler bit is over. My spoiler thoughts are over. So far there isn't anything to suggest that he is a decent man other than upholding a family tradition. That's literally all I can think of, and possibly how he is currently treating the tribute. I mean, this may not be the case later on, but right now he's a semi-decent guy. So, you know, I'm hoping it gets to a point where we love to hate him, because that's how it was with the Hunger Games, is that it was a love to hate, because if you didn't hate him, you loathed him kind of thing, like with everything that he did with Katniss and everyone. And like, I'm really hoping that he's just evil to the core, like really hoping, because I don't want to turn soft on President Snow. So there we have it. That is it for this reading vlog. Let me know what you've been reading this weekend. Have you read any of your books that you've been currently reading? Have you started any new ones? Let me know, and I shall speak to you all in those comments. If you open up that description box right next to like and subscribe, if you do that, that will really help out my channel. I would really appreciate it. There's also a bell icon there as well if you do want to click that. But if you open up the description, you'll see a link to all of my social media. What is that? You see a link to all of my social media channels. Go ahead, say hi on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Goodreads, and I shall speak to you all soon with another video. Bye!